Hey everyone, it's Emily Francis here, and I wanted to do a quick promo video and talk about something a little bit more serious as well. So it's May. May is finally here, so let's go with the big first. May 11th is the release of Healing Ourselves Whole, an interactive guide to release pain and trauma by utilizing the wisdom of the body. May 11th means that the book is finally live, meaning that you can order it on Amazon and you don't have to wait anymore. It'll show up right away. Meaning that you can leave a review on Amazon or on Goodreads or on whatever site that you order the book from. You can leave a review on what you think of the book. Those finally will go and be put live. Right now, today, you wouldn't be able to leave a review because it's not live until Tuesday, May 11th. So on Tuesday, May 11th, as you know, and as I've been pushing hard, the East West Bookshop and I are doing the official book launch party, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 2:30 a.m. European time, Malta, which I will be. All right, so there's the big book promo and push, and that's important. But let's go a little deeper and talk about something a little bit more important to May. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's a big deal, and it's an important topic that we talk about, and not just because it's May. So just today, I tried to do this video, I don't know how many times, and the phone kept saying, you're running out of storage. And it cut off the video, and I had to go through and free up space. And I'm not very adept to the cell phone and the internet and all the social media and all the stuff, and sometimes I feel really, really lost and struggling. Like, one of the things that really triggers me is having to know all this stuff when I just really want to write the book. I'm the creative outlet of healing. I want to write the book. And all the stuff that comes with it, all the marketing and all the social media and all the promos is a lot to learn because they expect an author to then learn how to become a heck of a marketer and a salesman and a promo person. And yes, you can get your team the more established that you become, but it's hard. And I find myself sometimes really, really struggling through all of it. I'm excited about it, and I want to share everything, but I definitely get triggered. Like today, trying to do this video, this is probably my 5th attempt at doing this video, but now that I've deleted all of my files that already had a backup, I guess I can finally do this video. But how many times do you find yourself when it's sort of the little things that really trigger you, more than some of the really big, heavy, weighty things that are going on? I mean, today I was closer to tears with all the computer stuff, trying to get the book launch, and one of the event promos has the wrong date, and just trying to get everything going, and it's tough. And I found myself closer to tears today on that stuff than on the tears that really matter. And I find that interesting. I can cry easier at a movie or a commercial than I can when my feelings really come up. And I think that might be the case for a lot of people. So those of you that can really feel your feelings as they come up, and not just the blissful, happy, but the hard ones, I commend you. And that is part of mental health awareness in this month. The other thing for me is that for a lot of years I struggled incredibly bad with anxiety and panic, and for a time became agoraphobic. I didn't like to leave the house. I really lost my footing, and I lost what was my life at the time. Now, grateful that the undoing of a lot of people can lead to your greatest breakthrough. But for me, it was not short. It wasn't an A to B deal. It was 7 years. 7 years of really sitting out and watching my life pass me by and wishing for a totally different life that I wasn't leading, and that I wasn't really putting forth all the effort to be leading. I was always writing, even through all that time. But I wasn't in a mental, emotional, balanced space to really do something with it, because I was too busy being really internal all the time with my self-talk that was really devastating. Now, one of the things that I think prolonged my long journey of anxiety and panic was that I listened to way too many people tell me what to do and not to do, and advised, don't even think about medication. That's against our holistic principles, and it's just a Band-Aid and it won't help. Guess what? Medication, when I finally crumbled and tried it 7 years later, saved my life and made my body remember how to feel healthy again. Now, that doesn't mean that I advocate for medication, but it does mean that you are in charge of your own health, and that nobody should be in charge for you. And I gave away my power for years. For years, I let other people make decisions for me. I tried a lot of different healing modalities, and I gave every one of them my power, thinking that they could somehow heal me. But the truth is, all the different things that do come to you don't work without your express permission inside your body, in every fiber of your being. And also, like a lot of the therapies that I went through, and like the medication, your body has to be retrained and reminded of its innate wisdom that it does already know how to live healthy, but it has to be fed the right, it's not diet like food, it's the being fed the right diet of a constant and consistent practice to be reminded and get into those memory tracks and remember what it feels like to feel healthy and balanced and free. So I'm not the same person that I was at the beginning of that journey. I was 25 years old when I started dealing with really serious anxiety and panic. I'm 46 years old now. So that was 7 years of really, really tough, and then a lot of years on the other side. And a lot of times, because I've done so much healing and I have reclaimed my life and made a new life for myself, a lot of times I don't like to go back to who I was then because I'm not her anymore. I'm not going that direction. And I don't really like to be identified through the place that was the hardest fire I've ever had to walk through in my life. But I always offer it in my books, at least as a story, because I know from which I speak in the healing. I've been through hell. And I barely made it up and out, and now I'm out and dancing, and I have been for a long time. And I have learned how to find the balance and catch my triggers early on and work with myself in my own health and healing. And now it's my voice that I listen to. It's my instincts. It's my own authority. And yes, I still see doctors, and yes, I will still call a therapist or do some sort of counsel if I need it, but I no longer give my power to other people to make decisions for me and my health. And if that's still where you are right now, then I encourage you to take a step back from everything that you're doing and sit deeply inside yourself. And be willing to get raw and naked and honest with yourself and sit in the discomforts. Those discomforts will change your life if you sit long enough for them to fizzle and then sort of open up avenues for you to follow. I didn't necessarily mean for this video to be as long as I just did, but it's really important to me that you understand that where you are, if you are in a hard time right now, isn't where you're going to stay. And if you're in a high time right now, that's also not where you're going to stay, but I hope you stay there the majority of the time. We do know once we feel it again, how to try to always maintain that balance. It's the same, it's homeostasis. Your body's always achieving a balance. That's how it works. And we're always trying to achieve that level of homeostasis in our bodies, but also in our minds and in our emotional well-being and in our energy bodies. We have to be aware of who we are and where we want to be. And then we have to be willing to take those steps to make that happen and trust ourselves enough to keep going, because it's really easy to take a few steps and then take a step to the side and sit down and go, do I really want this? Or, it's a little too much pressure. It's really hard. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. That's the point. That is the point. But are you okay to take that? And is that really where you want to be? There's a lot of internal questioning that needs to go on for your health, and that's really up to you. Now, I did write this book for what your body is holding, for the way that trauma and joy have gone into the muscle memory and the way that your body has held on to those memories and how we can use them to release and rearrange, and also to build more of the same and to remind ourselves what it feels like to be healthy and happy and free. So in each chapter, as I've told you before, there's a meditation in every chapter and a journal. And the journal is not just blank pages. The journal is incredibly poignant. And it takes you through a lot of different sensory practices to remember what you learned in that particular chapter in meditation. I'm really proud of this book. I offer it to you as your own healing work. It's the work you do without other people. It's your body healing, your capacity to learn how to dialogue and listen to the messages of your own body so that you can take charge of your health once and for all, because you deserve to be healthy, happy, and free, and so do I. And I look forward to continuing this path with you. I hope that you're going to be at the book launch May 11th. It's going to be a 90-minute live session. You can ask me anything you want. We'll go through a long meditation and a Q&A and a talk. So please go to my website at healingourselveswhole.com and sign up today. And I can't wait to see you guys on Tuesday. I love you, and I'm grateful for you.